107.5 WBLS. I am in the company of a doll from the Valley. It is the Valley of the Dolls for an hour. I am Shayla, and I am with Miss Dionne Warwick.
Hey.
Woo! The divine goddess. I just finished talking to her about how when I was looking for a name for my daughter, I took it from Vaughn's daughter, who was Dionne. When I looked up what Dionne meant, Dionne popped up, and it meant divine goddess. So I am honored to be in your presence, Miss Divine Goddess.
Thank you.
So what I want to do first with you is something that I have fun with, 60 seconds. And it's a rapid fire interview where you just answer as fast as possible.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Start the clock. Favorite love song of all time?
Here and now.
Favorite artist to work with?
With the Vandross.
Who should play Dionne Warwick in your biopic?
LaToya Luckett.
Really? What new artists do you listen to?
I don't.
None?
No. Sorry about
Keep
that.
it real, Dionne. TV show you can't live without.
Oh, my. You don't have enough time.
Really?
I look at Me TV, so I look at all
The
good
shows on
old
Me
shows,
TV.
Yes.
All right, wonderful commercial for them. Last time you were starstruck?
Oh, could have been yesterday. I was unfortunate. I was at fortunate, I should say, a honoring for my makeup lady who did my makeup for Solid Gold, went on the price, and I ran into Russell Wilson. Oh, let me tell you, Seattle quarterback.
Right.
I almost
just
screamed.
Get out of here.
I had to contain myself. Yes.
What? Russell Wilson, you hear that? Okay, besides me, fill in the blank. Blank is one of the greatest singers to ever live.
Oh, that's easy. Sissy Houston.
Sissy Houston. Yes, indeed. Have dinner with anyone, living or dead. Who would it be?
Oh, my relatives who have gone on.
Right. Excellent. All right, 60 seconds up. Woo! Now, let's go back here. Now, you mentioned Luther. I couldn't speak to Luther without him mentioning your name a couple of times in the interview. How did you meet Luther Vandross?
Luther came backstage at one of the places I was performing. In fact, it was Carnegie Hall. He, my aunt Sissy, and Myrna had just done a background work, a jingle. And Sissy knew I was at Carnegie, so they all came to say hey to me.
Right.
And he told me a wonderful story. And from that moment till his last breath, we became more than friends. We were brother and sister. I get calls from Luther at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. He talking about these wrestling matches he wanted me to watch. Yeah,
He was a wrestling fan?
oh my goodness.
No.
Yes, it was not a wrestler living or dead that he did not know who it was.
Really?
He was major with that, yes.
Wow. But he adored you. Everything you sang, he wanted to sing.
I know, and he did.
Yeah. And
Which
he
was
practically, right?
Yeah.
You know, so you mentioned that Here and Now was one of your favorite songs.
Yes.
Did you ever do that song?
No, my son happened to be one of the co-writers on that song.
Really? So you
David
never
Elliott,
thought
yeah.
of covering Luther's song? You know, since
you
he's
know
done
what?
so many
I just
of
received,
yours.
I just received a CD of a tribute to Luther, singing the music that he sang. And yeah, I think I will do that. I'm going to do a tribute CD, not only to him, but others that have gone on that I really appreciated their music.
Who are some of those people who, that you...
One of them happens to be my cousin, Whitney Houston. I'm going to do Whitney, I'm going to do Luther,
Yes.
I'm going to do Frank Sinatra.
What song from Whitney would you do?
I don't know.
Not yet.
One that I really loved was I'm going to dance with somebody. I don't know if I can be able to do it.
Yes, you
but-
can. Yes, you can. You get that energy, you can do it.
Yeah.
She will come through you. But we were just talking about her this morning because, they were talking about Anthony Hamilton's national anthem. And it was good.
Yeah.
But now they want to bring up Marvin. And I'm like, listen now why we can't just like something and leave Marvin alone? But I said it would have to be second or third because first would always be Whitney.
No doubt. No
There,
doubt.
I mean, talk about an effortless national anthem, and it was
It
so
was magic.
pristine.
It was magic. I
It-
was there, and
Were you
I
there?
could not have been more proud of
Oh
her.
my gosh!
Yeah, we were all up in that owner's booth screaming. I mean,
Yes.
absolutely screaming. And you know what was so amazing about that was that not only did she perform it beautifully, but she went on to sell over 1 million copies of The
Of it.
Star Spangled Banner.
Can you believe that?
Somebody said to me, well, if she could sell 1 million copies of The Star Spangled Banner, she could sing the phone book. Okay.
And she could have.
Yeah, probably so.
And sold a zillion copies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just saw you in Sam Cooke's documentary.
Yes.
And I didn't know you sang background for him, but actually, on what you were talking about, you were opening for him at the time.
Yes.
But how did you sing background for him? How did you meet Sam Cooke?
Sam, well, he started in gospel music with the Soul
Right.
Stirrers.
Mhm.
That's when I first met him. I was a teenager when I met him. And I did my very first tour as, with Don't Make Me Over
Right.
with him. And there were moments where not only I sang background for him, but everybody on the tour would do it. So, yeah, we had a lot of fun.
It looks like it. I mean, just the people that you were surrounded with. But you also talked about something in the documentary. I don't want to let too much of it out because I want people to actually look at the documentary. But you talked about something that just made me wonder. During that time, the civil rights time, do you think there was a different state of mind, or there was a different mindset for African Americans who live north and those who live south? Because what you said to the waitress, I wouldn't think that somebody in the south, because they learned how to,
First of all, they wouldn't have been in the Toddle House, okay? That's the first thing.
Right.
Yeah, it was quite different. Not to say,
Mm-hmm.
however, subsequently as you grow, you learn a lot more, that it was not happening here in the northern part of the country.
Right.
Because it was.
Right.
But it wasn't anywhere near as blatant.
Right.
And so I had no idea what was going on down south. So I got down there.
Woo,
acting like I
honey,
was
and she
crazy.
brought a little bit of that New Jersey with her
That's right.
down
I
south.
brought a lot of it down there. They thought I had lost my mind.
I know.
Who are you? What do you mean you talking to me like that? Hey.
Right. Please see the documentary, The Two Killings of Sam Cooke. And who were some of the other people that you remember touring with? Another thing I wanted to ask you about, Quincy in that documentary talked about having to sleep in mortuaries and sometimes waking up and seeing caskets,
Well, I never did that.
Right. Well, I was
No.
going to ask you, what's the one thing that really stands out in your mind as something that was just the
Well,
worst memory ever?
Lots and lots of things. The restaurants you couldn't go into, forget that. If you wanted to eat, somebody to go in there and get it and bring it out. We were literally relegated to staying in homes of people who opened their homes to us.
Yeah.
The kind of traveling that we had to do, and under the circumstances, the buses that we were on, God bless Henry Wynn.
Mm-hmm.
But 90% of the time we kept our fingers crossed that it was going to get up a hill. And there was a couple of times the guys had to get out of that
and
bus
push.
and push it up the hill.
Wow.
There are things you look back on
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of say, okay, well, that's the way they want them to live. That's their
Yeah.
problem. They
Right.
can die with their secret.
Mm-hmm.
But, when you stop and think how asinine it really was.
It really was.
Sam Cooke tour, we were in South Carolina. I'll never forget it. And I left the front of the house, the stage part of the house, and went up to the front to get some water out of the water fountain.
Mm-hmm.
One side was marked colored. The other one was marked white.
Mm-hmm.
A white woman came to drink water. We bent at the same time, then they busted our heads together. And I started laughing. And I said to her, I said, you know what? I was told I wasn't supposed to say anything to you, but I'm going to say this anyway. I said, you're drinking out of the white side, I'm drinking out of the colored side. But the water's coming out of one pipe. I
Right.
thought she was going to faint. She looked at me as if I had given her the preamble to the Constitution. It was like, what are you saying? I said, take a look. One pipe, two spouts. Water the same.
Right.
We drinking the same water.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Amazing.
just stupid.
Yeah. that people could think that it made a difference.
Yeah,
You
all
know.
for the color of my skin. And
Wow.
how hard most of them try to get the color of my skin.
And that's what I'm saying. So many pay so much money to be
Absolutely.
darker. I don't even get it.
No
you
doubt.
know? But hey, you are definitely a prime example of excellence, knowing no boundaries. I mean, I'm sure that some of those emotions came through songs
Oh, absolutely.
that you had to sing. My question is, were a lot of these songs directly written for you? Because it seemed
Absolutely.
like it was a Dionne, this song for Dionne.
Oh, yeah.
You know-
Bacharach and David were my producers,
Right.
songwriters. And everything that they wrote was specifically written for me.
So Don't Make Me Over was written for you.
Yes. It was something I
Wow.
said to Hal David, and he wrote a song surrounding
So
it.
you said something to him?
Yeah. I
What'd you
told him
say?
about that. You can't make me over. Don't even try.
Don't even try it.
That's right.
Yes,
All
and so
pre-snaps.
henceforth, Don't Make Me Over. We played that this morning too, Sybil's version. Because like I said, everybody wanted to sing a Dionne Warwick song.
That's a good thing.
One of my favorite songs is Valley of the Dolls. And then I read that it was the B-side to Say a Little Prayer, and
Yes.
it became like
It was a
so-
double-sided hit.
Yes,
which was
that you didn't expect.
No, nobody did.
Did you even expect to do Valley of the Dolls?
If it had not been for Miss Parker, who was the gal who played in the film itself, who talked with Dorian Andre Previn, who wrote the song, said, this is the voice for this song. They kept playing it over and over to the crew and asking their opinion of, what they think about it. And she told Andre, called Dionne Warwick.
Wow.
And
That
I
is
do
one of
thank
my
her
favorite
from the bottom
songs.
of my heart.
Yeah, because I read that Judy Garland was supposed to sing that song, and I was like,
Well, she was supposed to play Neely.
and then,
She was supposed to be in the film.
So
but
she
Patty Duke was the one who took her place.
okay. So now that makes sense. So because she was in the movie, she was supposed to sing that
Right.
song. Well, I'm just saying. I'm glad it happened the way that it did,
Well,
because
thank you.
I absolutely adore that song, and so happy to hear that you're still at it. And
Yeah.
now we've got a new album on the way,
Yes, we do.
but we've got a new single.
That'll be out the 1st of March. I want everybody to understand the reason that song was re-recorded was the need for it to happen now. And this world is in such a turmoil, and especially here in our U.S. of A's.
That's right.
But
It's hard to believe that we have moved from the 60s.
Tell me about it.
You some
It's
of
as
you are
if we're-
probably having
we're
deja
back
vu.
in the
Yeah.
city.
Yeah.
And nice title for a song.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some of you all probably having deja vu.
Exactly.
You know?
But we are at a place in our lives where we got to just get it together. My grandfather told me when I was a baby, we are all put here on this earth to be of service to each other. How hard is it for me to look at you and say, "Hey, how you doing?" Or shake your hand or give you an embrace? How hard is that?
Right.
It's so easy.
So hard for some people.
Why should it be?
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Who originally did that song?
Originally, Jackie DeShannon.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was written by Bacharach and David, and it was presented to me to sing. I turned it down because the form that it was in, they originally were going to give it to, I believe it was B.J. Thomas, I'm not sure. I knew it was a country singer.
Oh.
And I had that kind of presentation. And when I heard it, I said, I'm not a country singer. What do you want me to sing? I can't sing that song anyway. He said, well, I said, no, not for me. And as a result of them obliged to do a session with Jackie DeShannon for Liberty Records at the time, they put together my formula. And my formula was we had 3 black singers and 3 white singers doing background work, giving it a gospel overtone to everything that, if you listen to any of my records now, you'll hear what I'm saying.
Right.
At any rate, they created my formula around what the world needs now is love, and gave it to Jackie DeShannon. And I I understand because my sister and my aunt and my cousin were part of the background group that did the song with her. They came home and said, we sang that song 9,000 times. He sent Jackie DeShannon to the hospital with strep throat. She
What?
could not sing. He thought he was listening to Dionne out there. And finally, Dee Dee said to me, I finally said, Bert, Dionne's not in that booth. That's Jackie DeShannon. So can we go home? We've got 9,000 cuts of this song. Wow. Yeah. And it just said to me, although I appreciate her, and she had a massive hit record with it too. I kick myself every day because
Right, passing up on
saying,
it.
Oh, what
Right,
did I
right.
do? But I am so pleased that basically said you can't write a song and think someone else can sing it.
Right.
Especially when you know you wrote it for me.
Right. So his job was to try to get you to sing it somehow, some way.
I finally got around to singing it.
And now you finally got around to singing it. Will a lot of the songs on the new album be Burt Bacharach and
No.
just some?
There is, in fact, there's only one song that Burt is associated with.
Okay.
He and Will Jennings. So it's a song called If I Want To.
Okay.
Which is a beautiful message song.
Yeah.
Really beautiful. But we have representation by Ashford and Simpson, and Brenda Russell, and it's a couple of duets with Music Soul Child.
You're singing with Music Soul Child, a
Kenny.
song that he wrote?
No, he didn't write the song.
Oh,
He just did a duet with
that's
Dionne.
interesting.
There's Kenny Lattimore.
Oh,
Yeah, so I
yeah.
think you're gonna
Get
like
us
to
another
see it,
wedding song around here.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I would love to see, I don't know who the combination would be, but I would love to see another That's What Friends Are For, too.
Yeah.
I would love to see, I remember when we used to talk about putting together the Divas of Divas concerts and seeing all of our seasoned divas come together
I
and
hate that
singing
word.
something.
I hate that word.
What?
Diva. I do.
Really?
Especially, it's so misused. Diva is not relegated to a pop singer. It's relegated to opera.
Is
Only.
it?
Yes.
Okay.
They are divas.
Uh-huh.
Any
Is that
female
why
that's
they
an opera
started
singer.
using it for women?
I guess.
To
No.
say that a woman is of the most high?
No, that's not at
No?
all what it is. Diva is not a nice connotation for a
Is it
person.
not?
No. That means you're difficult.
Really?
It's nothing to do with being regal or any of that stuff. That's what I'm saying. It's been represented. So these youngsters that want to call themselves divas, you go at it. I am not a diva.
Wow, we done added another definition. I got to go look up the definition of diva, but
Yeah,
you just
do.
gave it. The Dionne definition.
Well, when you come from a family, I happen to come from a family
Right.
that has one that has been given that title of diva. Leontine Price is my cousin. So
Really?
when you know
Right.
why,
She was given that title.
she
don't
could,
want
she could be very difficult at times, and
Really?
she's a diva.
She had a voice.
Like she still does.
Wow.
Still
I mean,
does.
amazing.
She is that.
Wow. Your family is just amazingly talented. I
You
didn't
got that
know
right.
that every time I sit with Mama Sissy, I learn something else about your family.
Yeah.
Now, sitting with you, finding out that Leontine Price is your cousin.
That's right.
Amazing. So I look forward to this album. The album should come out a little later on this year.
It'll be out in April.
And I would love to see the biopic. So you would choose LaToya Luckett?
Yeah.
And maybe that will come to be, because the last time Gladys was here, she said Kelly Rowland. Now I see Kelly Rowland playing Gladys in
yeah.
American Soul.
Yeah, I know.
So maybe LaToya Luckett will be lucky enough.
LaToya is lucky. She's already committed.
Really?
Absolutely.
So we're actually going to get a
Yes,
Dionne
you
Warwick
are.
Bible
Yes, you are. See?
soon
all
and
you gotta do
very
is ask.
soon. So look out for the Dionne Warwick, biopic and the Dionne Warwick album, Untitled
And-
still.
She's back.
She's back. So that is the title of the album. And make sure you get the single. You can get the single now.
In May, April,
March
March
1st.
March 1st.
You can get the album March 1st. I mean, you can get the single March 1st. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. And what the world also needs now is more Dionne Warwick. So thank you for coming
thank you,
back.
sweetheart.
She's back, y'all. Dionne Warwick.